Yo guys, Mike for Sim Racing 604. Welcome back to Le Mans Ultimate. And as you can probably tell by what's on your screen right now, today I'm doing some testing of different classes, and we're starting with GTE. So I am driving the Ferrari 488 GT3 and a field of GTEs in front, beside, and behind me. And just doing an 18-minute sprint race here at Fuji. Just testing things out. This is kind of a continuation of the last Le Mans Ultimate video I did. That one I was driving a Le Mans hypercar and going around Circuit de la Sarthe for just over an hour. And I spent most of that hour complaining about how I just did not feel connected with that hypercar. So wanted to, as I say, just do a little continuation of that and just talk a little bit more about some of the other classes and see if I feel more connected to those cars. And I can tell you through some testing that the answer is yes. So here on board this Ferrari, I feel right at home, frankly. This is the car I feel most connected with at this point. Coming from Assetto Corsa and Automobilista 2, which are my two primary sims outside of LMU, this Ferrari is the one I feel most connected with. It feels quite Kunos-like. So plenty of grip on offer when you do push past the limit. It does seem somewhat forgiving. It's not going to immediately destroy you as would a hypercar. So they can be a lot of fun. You can push. That was my only complaint, or not my only complaint, but my primary complaint coming out of the previous video where I was driving the Ferrari hypercar, was that, I just didn't have the grip. I couldn't push. So this one you can push a little bit. You can feel the car rotating. Even when you go a little bit past the limit, you can just kind of feel what the car is doing, and it doesn't just immediately send you into an uncontrollable spin. So my friend Aiden Millward checked out that video, so I appreciate you, Aiden. And he pointed out that some people connect with that title, so it must be a user problem, and I would tend to agree. A bit of tough love there from Aiden, but yeah, it's true that there are some people who are very proficient at this title through hypercar or other classes. So yeah, it must be a problem between my wheel and my seat. So that's something I can certainly work on. But yeah, just instantly I feel more connected with these GTEs than I do with the hypercars. But the intent is to run a hypercar race at the tail end of this video and just see if I feel any better about them with experiencing the other classes. Maybe I'm just getting used to the handling characteristics of the title. We'll see. So just under 3 minutes gone here of the roughly 18 minutes we will put in, depending on where the leaders are on the track when that time expires, of course. By the end of the race, I suspect that sun will have risen. We'll have a nice view of Mount Fuji. There we have a nice view. But we'll have an even nicer view by the end of the race, I suspect. Whoa! Whew. Not sure what happened there. Guess I got nudged. So elbows out it is then, friends. Yellow Porsche might have been the culprit. And you can see there on soft tires in the lower right-hand corner of your screen there, even on soft tires and having driven for 4 minutes at a decent clip, those tires are still showing blue. So this game just does not want to give you warm tires. And yeah, I've got them as soft as possible. I think they're running the lowest possible pressure. I might be wrong about that, but yeah. Either way, it's just extremely difficult to get these tires to stay in that green zone. I suspect by the middle of this lap, through some of those fast corners, you will see that green take over, but then it'll dip back to blue by the end of it. Like this should put tires into green here, and it appears it is. Nice little scrub across the tarmac there to get things warmed up. So I am currently in 7th place, 1.2 the gap to the car behind, 1 second to the car ahead, which as you can see is that orange Aston Martin. So this is the corner where I got tapped last time. Let's see if we can stay ahead of the competition here. Not smooth, that's for sure. Obviously getting a lot of stutter here. I moved, when I did the Le Mans video, or Circuit de la Sarthe, however you want to phrase that, I was running medium settings, decided to try high here, and it appears my GPU is paying the price. Alright, equidistant to the car in front and behind, roughly, so should be safe on this straightaway.
Time 1:41.25.
But we'll see if we can close this gap. We should be able to see, I suspect at least, an overtake. I believe the lead hypercar will catch us probably close to the end of the race. So the lead hypercar now in the final few corners. So he's got quite a bit of a gap to make up to us, but I think in the remaining 12 minutes we should see some blue flag action for us in the GTE class. But yeah, it's a very nice sim. I really enjoy it. For being this good in early access gives me hope for what this title will achieve in the future. Something I did wonder though, will it only be as good as the next update? Because it's limited in content. The content is fantastic, but there's not much of it. What are we at? 7 tracks and 3 classes of cars and what is there? 4 GTEs. Obviously LMP2, just the one car to enjoy. And then how many hypercars do we have? Porsche, Ferrari, Van Wall, Peugeot. I'm blanking off the top of my head, but anyway, let's call it 5 or 6. So there's not a huge content list in the title at the time. So are we going to get bored of that and just be sitting there tapping our fingers on the table until they release content update? Perhaps. We'll see what the next few months holds. But I wish them the best because they're off to a ripping start. This is a fun title already. Whoa. Neutral is not the gear you want to drive in the middle of a race. Pro tip. So now I have dropped back. See if I can push a bit. And yeah, just so much more confident in these GTEs than I am in the hypercars. Like, that's my idea of pushing, by the way. I push pretty easy, let's just say that. I don't have the skill set to push these cars very hard, but I can push a little bit beyond what is comfortable for me and still retain most of my grip and still retain much of my confidence in the car. So yeah, great job on making that feel good for these GTEs. 10 minutes to go now. This uphill corner right here, this is the toughest corner on the circuit. Very tough to find a line, very tough to find your pace, very tough to find traction on exit. Everything about that corner is tough for me. But I did survive yet again for the 5th time. So significantly closer to the car ahead now. And I guess just about halfway through this race, thereabouts. Should have enough fuel. Started with, I think, 35 liters, if I'm not mistaken. And now right on the tail of this Aston, or was for a second anyway. He got a better exit. I'm sandwiched between Astons. Interestingly, the traffic behind is not falling back, so I don't know how you can simultaneously pull closer to the AI cars in front and not gain any distance from the cars behind. It's almost like some sort of rubber banding system or something, but either way, less than a second in front and behind. Aston got the overtake done. He's now running ahead of that Ferrari. And chaos. Lots of shuffling in the field here, but it all seemed to go back to the first state, so I don't think any of those overtakes stuck. But this one might. Going elbows out there against a fellow Ferrari, and got it done. I threw him off his line, and then he dropped quite a ways back. I should be able to hold that here. And the forced feedback, by the way, underrated in this title. It's fantastic. When I went over the curb there, I could feel the car, what's that called? Tram lining? Yeah, just getting pulled by that curb. I believe that's tram lining. Feels great through my R16. Obviously a great looking title, especially when there's a lot of bright light at play. For those wondering, first place car just rounding turn 1. So with 7 minutes to go, I think we will see hypercars overtaking. We're on a pretty good pace here, up about 0.2, which I believe I just gave back, so yeah, I was hoping for a personal best, but we'll see how the back half of this lap shapes up. Or back half of the sector, rather. Need to get going, Aston. Alright, so should get a PB here, looking like it's the mid-140s. Running default setup, by the way, except for fuel.
Lap 1.56.
And back into neutral. My dash display has a delay. I do not like it, Sam. I am. That's what's causing me to shift into neutral here. Is I think I'm actually a gear higher than I actually am. So back in the action here. Narrow gap to the car behind, narrow gap to the car in front. Contact. That was on me. But no position lost, so, or no position gained rather, so we fight on. But I just cannot seem to find the right opportunity with this blue Porsche here. But with 4 minutes to go, I'm going to have to force something to happen. I think I know my overtake spot. Don't know the turn number. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to say. It's the second gear left-hander. And I believe that's where I'll make it happen. Aston, don't you dare. Okay, I'm going elbows out here. Nice. Oh, and I gave one up. Oh, what a battle. Okay, so this next left-hander is what I believe is my best opportunity for an overtake. And indeed, I got two. So that worked out. Can I hold on to it? We will know shortly. AI pulling right up on me under braking. Just have so much better braking than I do. But it appears I'm faster through mid-corner on kind of the medium speed corners, so that's where everything kind of balances out. Oh no, this is not good. Under 3 minutes to go. I thought I had thrown my race away there. So next car to overtake me will be a hypercar. So I was right, we did get past Goodbye Porsche, and I see a 499P approaching as well. Inside line is all yours, fella. And one more Porsche, it seems. Nope, Ferrari, my bad. Beautiful car. Beautiful sounding car. So roughly 2 laps to go. Based on the positioning of the hypercars here, relative to the remaining time. So yeah, we'll cross the finish line, or they will cross the finish line, and then do 2 more, I assume? No, actually I'm wrong. Oh, I'm very wrong. Gosh. Oh, that was costly. Alright, so now I'm in the drag race of my life. I was so worried about the clock and how much time was left.
Lap 142.83.
So that's Christian Reed, am I right? Oh, this is going terribly. Like, it's a Cadillac on my left here going through. Oh, battle here with the Aston. Got a little reprieve from the overtaking cars, thankfully, so we can focus on this battle. So we should see the checkered here. This is chaos. There is a lot going on behind me at the moment. Would love to try for an overtake on this Porsche, but I think we're going to have a different type of Porsche on us before the end of this session. And yeah, I'm thankful that even when I lost grip there last lap, it didn't completely ruin my race. I was able to recover, so no harm, no foul. All right, that's going to do it. Let's move on to LMP2. GTEs were great. So time now to test the LMP2 cars. We're here at Portimao, another 18-minute sprint race. That clock will start for that once the leader crosses the start-finish line. I've done some preliminary testing. Uh-oh. That was not a good launch. Done some preliminary testing, and the LMP2 feels fantastic. Not sure what the AI is doing up in front of me. Just gonna try and survive. Let's go. Alright, so pure chaos. We have GTEs in front of us, we have hypercars behind us, so this is going to be an interesting sprint race. The field will be trying to sort itself. I'll just have to keep an eye on my mini-map to see who's in front, who's behind. Would appreciate if these GTs would get out of my way, though. Thank you. Well, dive bomb on the outside, not sure if that's recommended, but anyway. It appears we are with our fellow LMP2 cars. So let's see if we can hold pace with them, or keep pace with them rather. And yeah, preliminary feelings of the LMP2 car. A few of you told me this is your favorite class in Le Mans Ultimate. I can definitely see why. It's, whoa. It's excellent. It's got prototype levels of performance. It handles much more, sorry, the handling is much similar. I cannot talk today. The handling is much more like the GTE than it is the hypercar, so it feels like there is a lot of grip on offer here. And yeah, so just makes for a good overall driving experience. You have that high level of performance with the high level of grip as well. So yeah, I can see why this is sort of the happy median, the Goldilocks, if you will. All right, so we're up into 7th in class. Let's see if we can hold on to that. Very slow through turn 1. And thus far, we are keeping pace with our competitors. Car's queuing up, or nothing is queuing up actually behind me. I got about a 1 second gap to the car behind. That's a good thing. I always find that corner tough. But yeah, there's that corner exit. The corner exit just feels so much nicer in this LMP2 than it does in the hypercar, because the hypercar you just feel like at any second it's going to go out on you. Not so with the LMP2, you feel like you can mat it and hold on to it. The car's going to wiggle a little bit, of course, but yeah, it's not going to strike fear into you and make you want to just drive slow and conservative like the hypercar does, or make me drive slow like the hypercar does. So yeah, I think this is the sweet spot for me, most likely. I am going to give the hypercars one more go, but these LMP2s I think feel really, really good. This is, I say it's Kunos-like with the GTEs. I would say these LMP2 cars are as well, but more importantly, borrowing the DNA, of course, of R-Factor, it feels very R-Factor-like. The amount of detail you get through the tires is phenomenal. Can I outbreak this guy? Appears I can. Unfortunately, I don't have mirrors here, just the way my triple screen setup is. I can see my mirrors, but they're just kind of pointing at nothing, so I'll have to correct that in time. But for now, I've got enough on-screen information, and between that and my Porsche dash, I think I can make a decent race happen here. Oh, he's beside me. I do see that in the mirror. So I'll have inside line here coming into this right-hand, two-part right-hander. I gotta find a way to put some distance between myself and the number 7 car. Right now, he is right there. Tailgating, if you will. And the midday sun here looking gorgeous in LMU. Clouded skies here in Portugal. And pulling these guys in quite quickly, actually. Just 1 second. The gap now to the car in front. It was 2 seconds not that long ago. But yeah, with the, interesting corners here at Portimao, with strange camber and some of them blind, you really are relying on the, oops, tried to pull 7th gear there. You're really relying on the car's grip, and there's thankfully a lot on offer here with the LMP2. And where am I going to find speed? Oh, look at that. My tires are in green. There's a hypercar right behind us right now. Oh, I tried to give him a wide berth. Give him a very wide berth. Go for it, caddy. It's all yours. Earl Bamber. Alright, this is chaos. What are we doing here? Whoa, that was an accident. I can't believe that worked out for me. Alright, so not the cleanest race I've ever run in my life. But just the same, we're here testing handling, try to run the cleanest race. Thankfully for that. Alright, I need to get this hypercar out of my rear view. It's obviously got a massive advantage in the straight line, so we'll see if that overtake can get done here. There we go, no problem.
Lap 142.06.
Alright, let's see if we can put in a fastest here. See if we can reel in this LMP2. Part of that will be contingent upon the Cadillac here getting out of my way quickly. Go do your thing. Let me run my race. Oh, get around there. Yeah, so much more confident under acceleration with this LMP2. Oh, a lot of speed there. Yeah, so this is a voided lap. So much. Ooh. This LMP2 behind me is absolutely flying. I thought I would have a pace advantage, but no such luck. So this is officially going to be a fastest lap for me. However, I did have that one little off track that the stewards took a look at, so I'm going to see if I can put in a clean one here. Let's see, a gap of 1 second to the car behind, 4 seconds to the car ahead. Doesn't look like I'll have much traffic, so I should be able to do it here. Oh, and already throwing away my lap. Stewards did not look at that, so possibly that is a soft limit there on the outside of turn 1 or between turn 1 and turn 2. But just the same, I feel like I should put in a clean lap. Definitely worried about that LMP2 behind, though. I just can't seem to shake him. 0.4 seconds is all that I've gained on him. Gap not increasing. I just cannot shake this guy. And yeah, even though the front end is not gripping there through that right-hander, oh, what an overtake. Wow. Come on. Yeah, even though I'm not getting much front end grip, it doesn't feel out of control. It just feels just like natural, controllable understeer. Which is, of course, what you want. Well, sorry, you don't want it. You don't seek it out. But if there's going to be understeer, that's what you want the understeer to feel like. Alright. Now we're in a battle. Car to my right, car in front of me. Alright, let's see if we can make something of this, see if we can gain any of these positions back. Yeah, they're just faster in a straight line. And better under braking, of course, as I've talked about. But, see if we can find some pace somewhere. I'm not falling terribly far behind. This, I guess, with the lap 1 chaos, this might be the sort of echoes of that. Field's still sorting itself out. It's possible that these guys should be running 1-2 in class, but just got knocked off line and had to recover this race. All right. Just still decent pace. There we go. So yeah, they're just faster than me, that's all. Very close to a PB, but not quite. That was with a lousy first sector. So I'm gonna try and put in a fast one here, get closer to these guys. Gap to the car behind, 2 seconds. I can't help but feel that I'm being reeled in here. So I think the car behind may overtake for the end of the race. So probably 7th is where I'll end up. We'll see. We'll do our best to prevent that. Just 5 minutes to go, so I might be able to hold him off. Who knows? Will we see any overtaking hypercars? Who knows? Oh boy. So this is a full second better than my previous best. 1.3 seconds better than my previous best, in fact. But yet, I still cannot catch the cars ahead. They are flying. So we should ideally be able to hold on to 6th position here and not drop too far back of these cars. But 4 minutes is a long time, or whatever we have left. Yeah, just over 4 minutes. Anything can happen. The hypercars are snaking their way through. Whoa, that was early braking. These hypercars are snaking their way through the LMP2 cars behind me. Or are they? Hang on, that might have been a false report. Yeah, no, never mind. Ignore everything I've said. I was looking at the wrong color on my dash display. Turns out I'm not driving GTE anymore. So the hypercars have caught the GTEs, not the LMP2s. So probably 2 laps. We'll finish this lap and then do 2 more if I'm not mistaken. I'm not falling terribly far behind these. Whoa. Alright. It's clear. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to overtaking cars. Although I suspect this Glickenhaus is just like a couple of the LMP2s, just having a recovery race from an earlier incident. I was going to say, though, I'm not falling too far behind the LMP2s in front of me, but I just don't think I'll be able to close that 2-second gap unless something interesting happens with the Glickenhaus here. That Glickenhaus not terribly fast. Like, I'm almost able to keep pace with it, interestingly. But yeah, so returning once again to the point of this video, the LMP2 feels fantastic. It's too bad it's like a spec series race, because it'd be nice if there was, you know, a bit more prestige with driving a Ferrari or driving, you know, some of the other interesting car classes we see in GTE or we see in hypercar. But as such, that stock Dallara for all. So fantastic car, of course, but yeah, there's just that lack of, you know, brand prestige that we see across other classes.
Lap 1:39.04.
1 minute to go here. I think that means we'll actually get 2 laps. Because where is the leader? Yeah, the leader is just... By the way, you should believe nothing of what I say. I've been very wrong thus far about the hypercar's position on the track. So leader is rounding the final corner, I believe. Crossing the start-finish line now. Yeah, so we'll get this plus 1 more lap. And I am not watching what I'm doing here. I was watching where the leader was. So I'm having a terrible lap. Over a second off pace here. I don't think I have it in me to set a personal best anymore. But we'll still see if we can put in a decent final lap here. Doesn't look like I'm a threat to the car in front, nor am I threatened by the car behind. Not sure what happened there. Just saw the yellow flag, saw a car off. Didn't get a chance to see which class it came from. Oh boy. Yikes. Brutal. Alright, so much for my grand plans of putting in a good final lap. But we should see some GTE overtaking action here. Catching up to the Iron Dames Porsche here. Seems reasonable to get that overtake done before the end of this session. Come on. Look out. There we go. That Glickenhaus still not that far in front of me. Alright, that was a fun one. Yeah, LMP2 is fantastic here. I love this. I'd like to explore this at different tracks. Alright, so, got, of course, just one more class to go. Okay, so, I return to hypercar now. A class I've been talking about in all of my Le Mans Ultimate content thus far, and saying that I don't feel connected with the car. So I'm here at Monza. This is a comparatively simple track. I like to say it's, you know, 4 corners. and 3 chicanes effectively. So, can I feel any more connected? Can I enjoy myself driving the hypercar class here in Le Mans Ultimate? Let's find out over the next 18 minutes. I am dead last in class. So this could be a painful start here. Looks like I have an LMP2 to my left, who I hope to put behind me in very short order. I'm driving the Porsche here in case it's not evident. Van Wall, you probably have no business running with me. All right, easy overtake there of the Toyota. So it kind of begs the question, you know, if the problem is me and just, you know, not able to drive these cars, I can accept that. What I wonder is, will I get better? Will it become more natural feeling to me to drive these hypercars, and can it become more enjoyable for me? Maybe the next 18 minutes will prove that, or 16 and a half minutes anyway. Seems like we're being held up here, myself and this Toyota. Alright, so coming up to the end of the first lap. Relatively quiet lap, frankly. Not a lot going on. So the car does feel pretty good. Admittedly, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's Monza, the Temple of Speed. I don't know, but it does feel good. Alright, I guess you get to keep that position. Feel like I should have had it. And yeah, even coming out of that corner, so maybe it's the car, maybe I just don't get on with 499p. Either way, this just feels a lot better for me. I don't feel like I'm on edge. I feel like I can push, finally. So I need the field to sort of spread itself out here and get going. It's still bunching up in these corners and really slowing the pace, but yeah, like I'm full throttle there. Like that was pretty easy. It didn't feel like I was sliding everywhere. Speaking of sliding everywhere, looks like somebody's having some problems. Toyota off. I'm gonna get that position. Or am I? He's on my left. Alright. So I should be able to slipstream my way to a position here. Alright, Porsche in front. Hopefully he keeps this pace up. This is a decent pace. I feel like I gotta start taking some more risks. The cars are sliding. It's so interesting that they are sliding and I'm not. It's the opposite of when I ran at Circuit de la Sarthe. When I was running at Le Mans, it seemed like they were having all kinds of grip and I was fighting it. Now it seems to be the opposite. So everything, this is bizarro world. Everything is topsy-turvy. Beautiful back end of the 9X8 Peugeot here. That funky color design. Going in too wide here. That was TWO. Alright, Porsche, you got to get it going, man. I'm having a good race. You got to get out my way. Can't have a Porsche holding up a Porsche. Alright. Mikey is on fire. I'm up into 6th position after, I think I was last in class for a while, wasn't I? So I might have a shot at a podium here. Famous last words. Do-do-do. And yes, by the way, it's immediately evident that there is a great deal of variability between AI levels between classes. I have not changed the AI level while I was in a good fight in both GTE and LMP2. It does appear I have a massive advantage here in hypercar. I'm also the only one on softs, perhaps. Let me just check here. Okay, softs are doing fine, so yeah. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe it's all down to tires. 499p going up the inside there. I had to watch that. So running 4th place, 3.2 seconds the gap to the car ahead. See what I can do to start to strip some of that out. And this is good. I've got some track in front of me. I can start to push, start to feel the limits of the car, hopefully. And yeah, it feels really nice. So, Porsche, hypercar, soft tires, Monza, somewhere in that mix, I am clicking with hypercars. How about that? Never imagined I'd be saying that, but here we are. And by the way, genuine smile on my face about that because I'm having such a good time here in Le Mans Ultimate. It is nice to feel connected to these cars. What a feeling. Very enjoyable. So now I get to go back and, rejig my AI level and try and make some proper racing out of this. But for the time being, at least, I don't feel like I'm fighting. No way. How amazing is that? Exactly. When I was singing the praises of this title, it all goes away. And I have immediately dropped to 13th position. Only the van wall remains behind me. Alright, so that is what you call, folks, getting cocky. That is what you call becoming too comfortable. Not quite hubris, but something akin. Alright, so that's amazing. Alright, so let's see if I can get this back. Maybe I'll finish P7, P8, something like that, because it does appear that I'm able to reel these guys in at a decent rate here. Whoa, what was that? Maybe I just bumped my look left button or something. I don't know what that was. Alright, so a fight going on here between the Porsche and the Glickenhaus. Alright, 10 to go. Already back into 11th position. How poetically perfect was that? Running a great race, and then as soon as I say, feeling so connected with these cars, I have an Ost. Beautiful. That was karma. So, first place crossing the start-finish line now, so not terribly far behind. I won't get the win, but yeah, just knowing that I can finally drive these cars decently. Not with impunity, but decently. And yeah, have a good time is all that matters for the purposes of this video. Yeah, I'm stoked, man. Now I get to really explore this now that I'm finally clicking house. Come on, Peugeot. Yeah, this... Oh. Whoa. Go ahead, Peugeot. Alright, well this has turned into among my uglier content. Everything seems to be going wrong all at once now. Trying to battle, but that battle failed miserably. But for the sheer poeticism of me calling out how good the car felt and how connected I was, and then going immediately off, I have to leave this take in the video. The soft tires here are holding on just fine. I said 7th or 8th. It should be no problem to get at least 8th. Please don't bump me. Still there. Still there. Peugeot, you are next. Because you look cool doesn't mean I'm going to take it easy on you. There we go. 7th position now. All right, Porsche on Porsche here. It's Antonio Felix da Costa. Easy overtake. All right, so this is where it went wrong last time. I had a bunch of track to myself and started to push, and then things did not work out. So let's see what we can do here. Antonio refusing to back down. Got it nice and close through the first chicane there. But I have pulled out a sizable gap already. And the next car ahead is in sight, but still some distance off. Distance and time, most notably. Race leader is right mid-pack in the GTEs. So that means we shouldn't be too far off ourselves. So we will, of course, have to be the aggressors carving through that GTE field. 5 minutes to go now. On a ripping pace on this lap. At least compared to the field. 2 purples. And shaved about 2 seconds out of the gap to the car ahead. Nice and easy, Mike. Nice and easy. You can almost feel the point where the aero grip comes into play. So purple lap there for me, 137.1. We've caught the GTEs, obviously, with ease. Blue flags flying everywhere. That was close. Ferrari there, the yellow Ferrari, really getting its elbows out. Refusing to go gently into that good night. Making the hypercars work for it. Generally, the blue flag behavior is very good in this title. But you do get moments like that where it's like, that probably shouldn't be. All right. Toyota in front, then a Ferrari few seconds ahead of that, so I don't think I'll be able to manage a podium, sadly. I definitely would have been right there had I not gone off earlier in the race.
That time was a 1:40.28.
Actually, you never know. 3.2 seconds. Let's see what we can do here. Now just 2.5. So is a podium possible? Here, so we'll see what happens. But what a difference here. I need to do more testing, because I just feel so much more connected right now for whatever reason. Again, it could be that it's Monza, it's a track I know well. Could be that could be that I'm on soft tires, and when I was running at Le Mans I was on mediums. Could be warmer track, who knows. But definitely more of a sense of connection here. Don't ruin my fast lap, you. And you did. Alright, so it is not out of the realm of possibilities that if I run clean here, I can get second place. This will be the final lap. Second and third place are right there in front of me.
7.17.
This could happen. No more back markers.